welcome to Weird Little Business School. I'm Amber Petty. I used to be an actress and improviser and freelance writer, and I put all those little bizarre weirdo bits together to create my own business, which made $110,000 in its very first year and has made six figures a year ever since, for 5 years running now. And trust me, it's all been through bad time. I had to delay my first course because January 6th happened, so I had to make sure I didn't launch until after Biden was officially in office because I was too scared. So I've done this through all hellhole times, which means it is very possible for you to do it too, even now. This is our last free sample of the Weird Little Business School. That is a 3-month audio course that gets your business up and running and selling things in 3 months. And not like over the full 3 months, like you'll be making sales in month 3. Because I cut out a bunch of garbage you don't need, a bunch of corporate bullshit that never applied to you in the first place, and just get to the core pieces that grow your audience and bring in cash, and do it in a way that feels fun and creative and delightful for you, because you are a creative delight and your business gets to feel that way too. So we'll talk more about that in the end, but for today, I'm going to talk about the hard parts and the easy parts of business, and they're probably not what you think. So I do throw around the word easy sometimes because in a lot of ways, and I told my therapist this a couple years ago, I was like, if I just gave myself a break, if I just wasn't freaking out about shit all the time, this would be the easiest job I've ever had by a mile. Because running my own business isn't easy, but it's easier than working full-time and freelancing multiple places at the same time, or running around New York constantly working at least 3 jobs at a time, or doing a show 8 times a week, and then also teaching improv and also bartending and auditioning and doing voiceover work all at the same time for about $30,000 a year. That shit was hard. So business doesn't feel so bad, but I don't want to make it out that it's just easy. And it's like, oh, you just put it out there and bang, bang, boom, money. And then I'm sitting in all my money and oh, I'm out in a boat. I'm writing on the seaside, whatever. I don't know why I'd use that tone of voice, but alas, my number one point is just you've experienced harder already. So business might not feel as hard for you as it does for a lot of people. But there are hard parts. I'm going to start with the easy parts. The easy parts are putting the shit together. The tech, creating your actual offers, writing it, creating it, making it, the tech of setting it all up, the tech of getting sales, and the admin of dealing with emails and stuff like that. It can be a lot of work sometimes, but it's not hard. You can figure it out. The tech stuff, listen, if you're a super into tech person, it'll probably be actually very easy for you. Because like I said in the second episode, which you haven't heard, you should go back and listen to it. You could just use Kit, what used to be ConvertKit, and that's about it for your business. And also set up Stripe, right? So if you're good at tech, that would be super easy for you. Now, I'm kind of middle of the road. I can figure out tech, but it pisses me off. So I just know, hey, when I'm going to do this, I know at some point I'm going to be pissed off. Hey, I learned Hello Audio for the first time making this podcast. Guess what? It fucking pissed me off. But then I figured it out. Once it was figured out, it's not hard anymore. So the tech part can be irritating, but it is doable. And I'm highlighting this just because I especially hear women worry about tech, and like you can figure it out. You figured out so much harder stuff. So again, if you're not a tech person, I'm not saying it's going to be your favorite day, but the irritating part doesn't last that long. And usually once you figure out the base setups, it's much easier from there. You're kind of just repeating the same things over and over again. And if you're horrible at tech, ask somebody to help you. You know somebody that's good at tech in your life and they will help you. Don't let yourself wallow in tech problems. It's not worth it. It might take more time than you think, but then it's done. So most of the time I hear people think that's the hard part. It's setting up all the tech and how does this connect and what are all the logistics? And it's not. It takes a little bit of work. Sometimes it takes some hours of work, but that's not the hard thing. You can figure all of that out. So what is the hard part? The hard part is all emotional. The hard part is putting something out there and having nobody like it. The hard part is putting something out for sale and having nobody buy. It's having to continue to sell that even though nobody bought. It's sending out another email even when you feel like, oh my God, I'm being so annoying. I'm bothering so many people. It's sending another email and watching people unsubscribe and going, that's okay. I've just got to keep going. It's having an idea and wondering if it'll work at all. It's putting yourself out there on the internet and wondering if somebody's going to see it and make fun of you. It's dealing with stupid comments on Facebook ads like you seem like a nightmare or brush your teeth or scam, and having to just take a breath and remember that those people live absolutely miserable lives and that I've already won. That's the hard part. It's emotional resilience. And that you have to do by yourself. You can have coaches to help you. You can have courses to help you. We can have friends, all of that, of course. Of course, you can find resources. But at the end of the day, it is up to you. So you have to have that energy to keep going. Because even if something pops off right away, at some point in your business, something's going to be slow or not sell or not perform like you hoped. Now, the good news is all you have to do is just keep going. You just go, all right, let me try again. Let me try again. Let me try it this way. Ooh, what if I tweaked that? You just keep going. And know that every rejection or thing that goes slow is just information to help you make it better the next time. And that sounds easy. But when you put a lot of work into something and then sales are zero and you're like, oh, that's right, I need money to live. Dealing with all of that emotion is the hardest part. It really is just that resilience to keep going no matter what. And when I say keep going no matter what, I do not mean pushing, hustling, any of that shit. This isn't a game where you have to play at 100% all the time. But you also can't put something out there, send one email about it, oh, it didn't really get sales, oh well, and never touch it again. It's finding a balance that works for you. It's finding a reasonable consistency. So it's not really about missing a day or missing a week here and there. It's just more often than not, are you putting something out there? More often than not, are you putting out an offer that people could buy? More often than not, are you giving people a way to join your email list or see what you can do? Persisting is tough, especially because you do have other creative work and the world's a fucking nightmare half the time. But once again, you already know how to do that, don't you? You've already persisted when nobody cared or against all odds or against what everybody said. So it'll feel a little different when you do it in business. That was a funny thing to me of when I first had to price something. Whoo, that felt real different, because if I got a part and an agent negotiated and they said the minimum was $900, I'd go, great, it's $900. Somebody else made that choice for me, but I am worth this much money. That's what it felt like. Oh, that was very hard. That was really hard at first. So that part of it too, just the pricing alone, puts you in some mind trickery, but you don't stay there. I mean, I was shakingly scared in some of the first stuff that I launched because I was so scared somebody'd call it expensive, or, oh, is it too much? Or everybody will think I'm crazy, or, oh, will they think I'm somebody? Or any of that stuff really scared the shit out of me. And now I can price things and move on. It's not to say that you become immune to all of these things, because I still have times where I doubt myself and I wonder if any of this is worth doing, or wonder if it's the right idea, or if this is where I should be spending my time, or, oh, shouldn't I be doing more? Because what about Pinterest? That's the hard stuff. And even though those obstacles still pop up for me, and I'm sure they will forever, I overcome them much faster. I have more tools and resources to get through it, and remember the most important pieces of the business to focus there instead of getting lost in my own head. So that's where I just want to paint an accurate picture of why it is hard. And honestly, it's all just emotional and your mind. That honestly is it. If it was just the labor you did for the business, you would probably agree that it was the easiest shit you've ever done. So if there is something, that dissuades you from starting your own thing, if any of that emotional piece I just talked about sounds like something you don't want to deal with right now, then don't. And that's okay. I had a business before this one that I tried out, and it was like a voice lessons business. And what happened was I just doubted myself too much. I doubted myself too much. And then I was like, oh, this isn't going to happen. And I don't know how it'll work. And because I just let all that shit win, that business totally failed. And at the time, I thought I couldn't run a business by myself. I was like, I just don't have it in me to be able to repeat myself and keep talking about it and putting myself out there. Now, after a couple years went by, then a few years later, and with a different idea, I was totally able to run my own business. But because I had learned more ways of working with the shittier parts of my brain, and I was more confident about certain things, and the idea itself, I was more excited about. It felt much easier to be talking about it all the time. So it's not a slight on you. So I don't mean this in any kind of if you can't fucking handle it, deal with it. I don't know. I don't mean it like that. There are times in your life where starting a business is not the move because you just don't have the capacity to wade through the rejection and waiting and inconsistency. That's fine. That is totally okay. Because a couple months from now, a few years from now, it might be a completely different story. But if you're already handling that kind of emotional stuff, if you have been there and been through it and know you can do it, oh my God, please start a business. And a way to stay connected with that is to remember, why are you doing this in the first place? Here's where I differ with a lot of people. A lot of experts will say you need to think about your big why and really connect with it, and that keeps you going. A lot of people mention their why as their children. I want to show my kids that, I can do anything, or I want to provide for my kids or stuff like that. I don't think it needs to be that deep, quite frankly. And maybe it is. As my business has grown, my why has gotten deeper because now I'm I am doing this because I need weird people to be fucking loud. I am sick as shit of people who are just natural loudmouths and don't care about people's feelings and will go and boast about their own shit even if it's garbage. Those are the people that get the most attention and make the most money. And then half the time they're fucking grifters. Whereas we have all these wonderful creative people who are sitting there going, well, I don't know if I'm qualified enough, or I don't want to bother anybody. Yeah, but somebody probably has more skills than me. So all this huge pool of people who is infinitely more qualified and would give 1,000 billion times better stuff to the world, we're all sitting questioning ourselves while fucking dickheads are running rampant. And I am very tired of that. So again, that doesn't mean you have to act like a dickhead in order to be successful, but it does mean us lovely people sitting on the overthinking perfectionism creative bench, we have to step up to the plate a little bit more. That's kind of become a why in my business that I am very excited about. But when I first started, it was this seems helpful and I want money. That was it. It really wasn't deeper than that. Now, I did like what I did. So if you pick something you're like, ugh, I don't really like this, it's okay, but maybe it'll make money. No, that's not a good way to go. Only because you'll get sick of continuing to persist about it and it won't last. But if you have something that's a little bit exciting, just sparkles for you a little bit. And whether it just illuminates a light bulb above your head and you're so excited to move forward, awesome. But even if it's just a little spark, ooh, that could be interesting. That's all you need. When I'm talking about your why, especially in the beginning, it's really being selfish. Why do you want it? What can a business do for you? And it's remembering that having your own audience, that enhances every single part of your creative career. That also even enhances all of your chances of getting traditional media stuff. And you can make so much more money this way than working full time. And nowadays, being able to sell something, that means you will always have money. So it doesn't matter what layoffs happen. It doesn't matter that thousands of people are suddenly gone, even though profits have been high. It doesn't matter to you because you know how to sell your own shit. And even if that means your business has to change and shift, you're always going to be okay. It's the ultimate financial security. So if you think of, cool, I'm going to have these people who are helped or moved or entertained by what I do, that's exciting. I've got myself who's going to have more money, have the ability to make more stuff, and have some actual stability in this wild ass world. Okay, those are pretty good reasons. In those times, you just got to remind yourself of what's on the other side. Because it's not a pipe dream. It's not winning the lottery. It's just down the road a little bit more. You just have to keep walking towards it. So to be clear, I don't want to make it sound like starting a business is just so easy and money is so easy and fast, and nothing is easy. But is it easy to stay in a part-time job that doesn't use any of your creative skills while you know you could be doing something more interesting? Is it easy to be in a job and you wonder if you're going to get laid off at any time just because some executive did something fucking stupid? Is it easy to be in a good job wondering if it'll be there simply because a merger happened? Is it easy to know you want to make more and do more, to know you have so much potential and you're just pushing it down? Is that easy? It wasn't for me. All of that was infinitely harder. And sure, it didn't feel as hard in the short term as some of the times in business, but it was just slowly pulling off the Band-Aid and ripping it out hair by hair by hair. A slow, steady pain that I inflicted on myself. So even now, I have bad months still. I have some bad fucking times. And even in those worst of times, it is infinitely better than when I was waiting around. 1,000,000 times better. So that's why I want you to do this. Whether or not you take Weird Little Business School, I really want you to make your own money. So do it. Just listen to me and do it. That's helpful, right? If I scream at you. But that's why this matters. And that's what I want you to take away regardless. Now, if you're excited, you should take Weird Little Business School because there's no other option that's going to get you up, running, putting something out there. And I know how your mind works. Maybe not all the intricacies, but I know the tricks of the creative brain, how they like to make it hard, and that we deal with directly as you learn the actual ways to start your business. So we will cover immediately finding your idea, how to specify it, ways to set it up, what you need to monetize it. We're getting into the details, but also dealing with those brain and emotional blocks that can really stand in the way. So we're getting all that the whole time. There's also a Q&A at least monthly, so you will be able to get some actual feedback and attention that way. And with the episodes, they'll come out at least 4 times a week. You get to just follow along in these simple steps. And it gives you that sense of accountability because, you want to get the thing done before the next episode or before the week is over. It makes it a little easier to keep going. And again, it's $88 for 3 months, $88 a month for 3 payments, or $250 if you sign up before May 1st. Try to get into Harvard Business School for that. And they'll have you learn a bunch of shit you don't need. So if you have any questions about anything that's come up in this lovely free sample period, or if you have questions about Weird Little Business School specifically, just email me at amber@amberpetty.com. That's amber@amberpetty.com. Just ask, I'll give you an answer. Every single time I sell a class and people ask me questions, I end up telling at least one person to not buy because it does not help me to have people buy stuff that isn't for them. So if you have a question, you're not going to get some sales pitch bullshit. I'll either tell you why specifically I think it'll help you or specifically why I think it won't. And then you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's amber@amberpetty.com, or just click below at amberpetty.com/WLBS for Weird Little Business School. So hopefully you will hear me again soon in Weird Little Business School, but even if this is the last time, there will be free episodes again coming up shortly. These I'm going to be interviewing entrepreneurs that make money in unusual ways, and I've got some very exciting ones coming up. So I hope you have an absolutely lovely day, And I can't wait for you to make some money.